be looking at something quite important, something that we use in our everyday life. Somehow you come across it, be it in mostly in your accessories actually, for your shoes, your bags, your belts, and of course for people that love them for their furniture and upholstery at home. It's the leather, Nigeria's leather. Now, Nigeria has one of the largest livestock populations in Africa, especially in the northern states like Kano, Sokoto, and Katsina, making it a key player in raw hide and skin production. The leather industry once accounted for over $800 million in exports annually, second only to oil in non-oil export. However, the sector is now underperforming due to poor infrastructure, outdated practices, limited value addition, and environmental concerns. Now, the herb of leather right now, even in Africa, is Kano. And we'll look at this report from Kano by Abdu Gezawa.
Each year, thousands of animal hides, mainly from goats and rams, are sourced from both rural and urban areas and transported to Kano. These hides fuel the local leather industry, supplying raw materials to long-established tanners. One of the most historic centers of this trade is the Majima tanning area in Kofar Wambai, which has been active for nearly a century. Here, traditional tanning methods passed down through generations are still in use. For many artisans, tanning is not just a job, it's a heritage and a livelihood. Yet, despite its rich history and global relevance, the industry is now facing modern-day challenges that threaten its survival. As you can see, this place is very congested, and we don't even have access roads. Water is also a major issue, yet it's essential to our work. Government officials have come and promised us support, but we are still waiting. Though Kano leather continues to reach international markets in Europe and the Middle East, local hide collectors say they are poorly compensated. Even during Sallah, most of the youths working here are paid peanuts. The dealers themselves complain of barely breaking even. This trade helps many of us youths survive, but to be honest, we don't get any support from the government. At the Kofar Mazugal hide collection point, dealers say the business has become increasingly unprofitable. We face challenges from both the companies we supply to and within our own network. These companies often make deductions or reject hides over quality issues that the sellers we buy from don't understand. In the end, we make little or no profit. Lack of cooperation among us also worsens the situation. Stakeholders are now calling for urgent government intervention to modernize tanning and hide processing techniques. They believe that with proper infrastructure and policy support, Kano's leather industry can thrive once again. But without swift action, especially amid rising economic hardship and insecurity affecting rural supply chains, small-scale tanners and hide collectors fear their long-standing trade may soon fade into history. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
You've seen that. Now, one of the highlights of that report is the fact that we need to modernize. And even here, one of the things, the issues that we have, why that's not working is poor infrastructure, outdated equipment. We can see they're still using the old method. And maybe, yes, it works and will give better quality. But, to have more, to produce more, to be more productive, we need to upgrade and get to the next level. Joining me from Kano State to further discuss this and give more insight is Ali Abdu Gezawa. He is a former national chairman of the Hides and Skin Dealers Association in Nigeria. He's equally the Secretary, Leather and Allied Products Association of Nigeria. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Business Daily this morning.
Good morning, listeners and viewers.
All right, so I want to believe you listened to that report as it went on, and with your experience, talk to us basically on your take on the Nigerian leather industry.
Okay, thank you very much. I had the report, a highly impressive report, and all what had been said in the report, I have the experience already. But my own is related to dealers. The dealers or the collectors of the hide and skin that sell to the tanners. Essentially speaking, this is a long history trade. As you have said in your report, that even our Nigerian oil, the sources of it is from hide and skin, because during those times, it's only hides and skin, this Arabic gum and groundnut that has been exported to Western countries. And it is the same money that has been used, you understand, to start drilling this so-called fuel. That is the oil that we now depend on. We have neglected all this sector. So when we come back to actually what our people are saying, they are crying because the major crying is because people, the association of leather and skin, or the members that are, the dealers are now, they are voiceless. They don't have voice. Because initially, as you have seen and you said it, I was the chairman of National Association of Hide and Skin Dealers. But far back to 2015, we had an election, and we have a new government. Since then, we lost focus. We lost focus in the sense that the person that happens to be elected or comes on the throne, he is happily, at that time, he's happily a dealer and happily a tanner. But currently he is 100% a tanner. So we can now say that Association of Hide and Skin Dealers has been swallowed by Tanners Council. You understand? Okay. It is, okay. Yeah, it is, okay. You understand?
Okay, yeah. Mr. Abdu Gezawa, I get that you have some grievances about that, but we'll need to speak to the matter, and maybe later the Hide and Skin and Tanners Council can have a discourse on how to resolve that. But we need to actually look into this leather situation. We see that some of the things that are being sent out are always in semi or raw form. Why is that? Before we go to that, away from Kano State, what other parts of Nigeria do we get hides and skins or that will now turn into leather to make products?
The entire hide and skin is the sources of hide and skin is from northern Nigeria, ranging from Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Jigawa, you understand, as Sokoto, Maiduguri, some part of Maiduguri and Yobe. That is the actual source, including some part of Kaduna, because this is the place we rear animal, and some of the goods used to come from our neighboring countries, that is Niger in particular. Hello?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that is, as you asked me from where we get where is the source?
Okay.
This is the northern Nigeria.
Okay. So now, how do we move, and why is it that we've not moved from raw and semi-processed hides to now actually going further to make this thing proper, making the leather, and now even maybe exporting a finished leather product out there? Won't that be more money for us than just the raw and semi-processed hides?
It will be of more benefit, but the problem is costly intensive, it's financially intensive. It's not for an ordinary person. One has to have a huge capital and the connection before you can be able to export.
Okay.
Because of the monopoly, there is a great monopoly in exporting leather. Yes, great monopoly. So it's not easy. It has been. If you look at initially by history, we have over 35 tanneries in Kano. Kano is the center of this business, but due to problems of power and the monopoly, what the existing tannery we have now is not up to 10. presently because of the monopoly inside.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so how did this monopoly come about, really?
Well, as I said, issue of power. There is no light, enough light in Chalawa and Sharada.
Okay.
Those are the areas where these factories were concentrated.
Okay.
That's number one. Then the second issue is at that time, we have the indigenous tanners.
Okay.
When the foreign people come, you see they come with their money. Maybe the way they were given loan is quite different from how our banks operate. So as a result of that, our people cannot access cash from or loan from bank. Even if they access it, they will access it at a what lost rate because of the commission rate is higher. While when you look at these foreign people, the way they are getting their loan, it's a single-digit loan. So they came and they do what they can do up to the time whereby our people can no more operate because they don't have that capital. There is no support from government. You understand? See, this is what has actually happened that bring the downfall of our indigenous tanneries. So that is first and foremost, that is number one thing that has happened, which leads to the falling down of our tanneries, most of them.
Okay. All right. So now, if you had the opportunity to get to speak to, right now you have the opportunity actually, what do you think are the things needed or the policies need to put in place to see that the leather economy in Nigeria, moves forward?
Well, we have been pushing for quite a long time. The issue is that the actual problem is leather don't have policy up to now. We are using the northern, up to now, we have been practicing the northern policy, the northern edicts, you understand? So it's now that we are under that Lafan, we have been pushing. I'm sure I have the idea that our submission has reached second reading in the House of Representatives. We want to have an edict and policy on leather. You understand? That is why government don't provide single intervention to us. No any intervention comes down to people that are in our association. It's only the tanners those that export, they earn something, we call it export expansion grant. They are earning that because leather is non-oil product and there is national policy that support those people that export anything that is non-oil. That is the reason why they are earning this. They are earning that grant. Those tanners that used to export the leather to foreign countries, to Western world.
Okay. All right.
All
right. Thank you so much, Ali Abdu Gezawa, for your insights and takes on the leather economy in Nigeria. It's been quite a pleasure having you on the program.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're just talking about the Nigerian leather economy, and that was a former national chairman of the hides and skin dealers in Nigeria, and currently is a secretary of leaders, leather and people association here in Nigeria. But just before we wrap up the show, let's just give you some ideas of what this is all about. Now, that beyond Kano just providing this thing, some of these leathers are used in one of the capital hubs of Nigeria, which is in Aba, where they make those slippers and those shoes and those bags and those things. Equally in Lagos and in Kano, we have some of our indigenous people here in Nigeria that make those outfits, those lovely outfits, but they could be, but they make them. We have some brands who do that here in Nigeria using those products as well. Now, there is a national leather policy, and I'm just going to do a brief overview of that policy in a few minutes. And the policy is that the Nigerian national leather policy was launched in 2020, and it aims to boost the leather industry's contribution to the national economy by enhancing its global competitiveness. The policy focuses on diversifying the economy, promoting leather product exports, and creating jobs across the value chain. A key target is to achieve $1 billion in revenue from leather exports by 2025. And however, from of course all indications, that has not been achieved. Now, what are the objectives? Of course, economic diversification, increased exports, job creation, value addition, capacity building. But we can see from what our guest has said that from 35 tanneries, it's been now down to 10 tanneries. Obviously, the job creation part of this policy isn't working. Hopefully, as he said, they have a bill at the House of Representatives. They will look into it, and some bill or policy will come out that would help this industry. Very, very viable industry, because we actually are a country and we account for over 60% of West Africa's livestock population. As Nigeria, we account for that. So I think we should be making quite some large sums of money from the leather industry. That's the much we have for you this morning on Business Daily. For more of our programs, news, and documentaries, to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I've been your host this morning, Chiamaka Nwafor. Bye.